With the release of Terraria Journey's End plastered all over the internet, console and mobile users are probably wondering how long they're going to be left out of the fun. They are, after all, a huge chunk of the Terraria player base. Well, we knew there'd be a wait, but how long exactly? Console and mobile Terrarians, I haven't abandoned you. I can't necessarily promise to tell you what you'd like to hear, but I will keep my ear to the ground on console and mobile 1.4 news. So, with that said, let's go with what we've got for the time being. On the Terraria Discord, Indo wrote to Line4's, "I heard there will be news for console and mobile. Is that true?" And Line4's, who apparently has been renamed Meteors Require Eater of Worlds Brain of Cthulhu Force. I don't know who did that. Maybe Redigit was messing with Line4's, but it's Line4's. Anyway, in response to that, he wrote, "I mean, there will eventually, but I don't have time for that. I work on PC." Well, I think we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for word from DR Studios and or Loki. Line4's is a PC man. Shaking my head. Just kidding, Line4's. John writes to Line4's also, "When is it coming out though, do you know?" The response was, "We don't have a date." Keep in mind that the Journey's End release date for PC wasn't revealed until fairly close to the actual release date, so that's not necessarily terrible news. This is not unusual for them to keep things kind of under wraps until fairly close to the actual time. Rage Mind Gamer wrote, "If the 1.4 in PC got a boss health bar on the bottom, so how is it going to fit in the mobile screen?" That's a fair question. Line4's response was, "I don't know yet. That's part of the mobile team's job to figure out. Hence why mobile takes longer and they need to rework things." That's their problem. I like the brutal honesty. The DR Studios team, which is the team responsible for that, are certainly going to have their work cut out for them. But they've figured out how to create a control scheme for mobile devices, which I think is probably the toughest challenge of them all. So at this point, they can basically figure out anything as far as I'm concerned. Rangebind Gamer was back with a question, "Can mobile support mods or never?" Line4's response, "Pretty unlikely. Mobile companies do not like mods on their devices, so we couldn't support it like we do on the PC." If you're not familiar with the mod scene outside of PC games, it's pretty bleak. Bethesda, a company you all should know about, had to move heaven and earth to get mod support for its AAA games like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls games. It's highly unlikely that a small studio or even a major studio would do it for a mobile game, unfortunately. Now, I did mention Loki earlier as a potential source of knowledge. He is a fountain of knowledge. He is, after all, the go-to person on the official forums for things like the State of the Game post. He's been pretty quiet on the mobile front, but he did write this. "If you're a Terraria mobile fan and you aren't rocking one of these, then I don't know what I think about you." And he shared this image. Lovely, isn't it? And there are actually different versions of this available on the official website. There are desktop backgrounds for your computer if you're using a laptop or desktop. So there's something for everyone if you want one of these as your background. And evidently, if you don't use it, Loki won't know what to think about you. And then there was this on Twitter from Senex herself. Can't get any more clear than that. So whether you're waiting for Journey's End on console or on mobile, it looks like you're going to have to wait. But I'm not going to leave you all on a down note. Here's an exchange on the Twitter account for Pipeworks Studios, which is the team behind the console versions of Terraria. They shared this. Secretive but upbeat, I would say. But wait, there's one final tweet I wanted to share. It's this. And it's actually a two-parter. Check out the rest of it. What's not to like about that? And as a final thought, the development of Terraria Journey's End for console and the development of Journey's End for mobile is being done by two different companies, as I've mentioned, DR Studios for mobile and Pipeworks Studios for console releases. So while that will likely mean staggered release dates, at least it's not one company burdened with all of the conversion and development. Pipeworks and DR have done great work so far. They really have. I'm not just saying that to butter them up. They've done good work. And with the Relogic team no doubt burned out at this point from all of the Journey's End work and public relations and whatnot, it's good that we've got some developers with fresh legs to take over the rest of the work going forward. As I said earlier, I'll keep an eye on things and post when appropriate. We've got a monthly State of the Game post coming up in the next few days, so time will tell what's going to be revealed in that. Hopefully something interesting. But at any rate, I'll keep an eye on everything. Take care, everyone. Hope everyone's healthy and staying healthy. And of course, thanks for watching.